Hello, welcome to week 2 of our MTV interviews. I'm Professor Briancox and this is
Chairs132. This week we are interviewing Fauceon from FPE and Akkers and FSKS100 from Easy Gaming.
We apologise for the technical difficulties that we experienced this week. My partner over here had a little problem recording his voice during the interviews, so we've had to replace his questions with subtitles.
Also, today's interviews are slightly later than expected because my partner over here was ill and then gave me that illness, meaning we couldn't really do much work.
Yeah, when I got better, he was ill, so we never found the time to have interviews together. But don't worry, from now on, we will remain on schedule.
We also apologise for not being able to schedule in the other two MVPs of the week, Barcode from Storm Raiders and Thepolitemoose from Freezer Gaming.
Oh, and lastly, we apologise for this makeshift microphone. This is the best we could come up with, so
next week, much better. Next week, a lot better.
Well, you heard it here from the man himself.
The man without a microphone.
Yeah, we had budget cuts in the department, but now
things are looking up.
Yes, they are indeed.
Yeah.
Let's just start off with just introduce yourself to us. Tell us a bit about yourself.
So I'm the top laner from Flashpoints EU.
Where are you from?
I'm from the Netherlands.
The Netherlands. Whereabouts?
Like northern western, basically.
There seemed to be quite a few. Last week we had what was it? 2 people that we interviewed. Yeah, me and myself. I lived in Holland as well. That seems to be quite a big presence in Compete League, like Dutch community.
Just joined the team a week ago. Barely had no practice, so we've had almost no team practice so far. We just honestly last Wednesday we were just winging it, and it turned out with a win. But
doesn't it say a lot about your team that you've only been here for like 1 week and you already got MVP? Isn't that kind of like tough on the veterans like XCon, who've been here like at the team? He's the father of the team. He created it. Oh yeah, I didn't even realize that. How did I get there?
I mean, XCOM man, he taught me everything I know. It's like he's my real super leader. Like I wouldn't do anything without him. Like I remember just him ganking my lane. Whenever he does it, it turns out okay sometimes, but
sometimes.
He's toxic for starters. First time I was talking with, like, to me he was like acting like a nice guy, but then we got into champ select and he was just bashing on the enemy team, like what the fuck. But at the same time, like he performs well.
Okay, what are your team aspirations this year? Seeing as you just come on and you've won your first game with them, how do you think you'll do as a team now? Are you starting to glue together nicely?
Well, once we get more and more practice in, I feel like it's gonna work more as an oil-up machine. Like everything's gonna fit into place. Team fights will go better. Laning phase will go smooth, and then everything will transition into a pretty free season.
Ooh, some big words.
Honestly, I haven't looked into the other teams yet. I just try and play it from game to game. I don't really care much about who I'm playing against. Like unless there's some Riven one-trick pony that favorite champions. Like I'm happy I got to play one of my favorite champions already, Sion. Like once he got reworked, I really liked this kid, but he's not really that good at the moment. But I just like asked them if I could play it, and they said okay. So
how would you rate Sion against other tank top laners? Do you think he's strong, favorable matchup, or do you think Maokai, Poppy, and other tanks would like destroy him in lane?
Well, in lane, Sion tends to do really well for me at least. But once in team fights, Poppy, Nautilus, and Maokai, in my opinion, they do outperform him mainly because they have the lock-on CCs that Sion lacks. Sion's CC is really unpredictable. Like it's really unreliable. But if you land it, it can really like change the team fight around.
So why is Sion your favorite champion? What makes him so great for you?
Well, it's very selfless, very unselfish, I guess. can't really think of the word for it, but it's very team reliant. It really focuses on playing around as a team. Like his ult is great for ganking lanes, which as a top laner you don't you don't tend to leave the top lane often. But with Sion, it feels really good when you can, when you do, and when you hit that good ultimate on the bot lane or mid lane.
Doesn't he feel like essentially like a poor man's Kled? Considering
Yeah,
the ultimates
yeah.
are the same, and just Kled brings so much more damage to the table, I think, other than Sion brings more CC.
Well, I also like Kled a lot, to be honest, but the difference between Kled ults and Sion ults is that Sion's ult can be cancelled. Like, I've had plenty of instances where I just whiff the Kled ult and just run past him, and the entire team fight is over for me because
It's like, oh, what am I doing in top lane?
yeah, this doesn't work out sometimes, and Sion's ult, I guess, in a way, is easier to control.
Yeah, you know
If
why?
only.
I think cheese is a massive factor to winning.
I'd
The
be.
bigger... Nick, how much do I love my cheese? Tell the audience here. Okay, how many MVPs have I got compared to everyone else in my team? There seems to be a correlation here. Well, you've heard it here. Cheese makes you really good at League. Would you rather fight against Mike Tyson or talk like him for the rest of your life?
Huh. I mean, Mike Tyson would probably beat me up pretty bad. He probably would. But talking like him, like, I don't know.
Okay, how about this?
I take physical damage over talking like him.
Okay, what about this?
Yeah, maybe, but maybe it'll just turn out decently in like few months.
What would you like to achieve this season on a personal level?
I mean, my goals personally, I don't know, like self-improvement, basically. Like I've always been looking to get better at the game and to finally get out of this red hole of Diamond 2.
Okay, usually we would ask you to introduce yourselves, but seeing as there's two of you, could each one of you introduce the other person to us?
Oh God. Okay. Marvin is German. In-game name FSKS100.
He does look quite German from his picture on Skype.
Yes. ADC for easy game, easy life.
Akkers, the legend, the top laner, the Mordekaiser Scrim God. What else can you say? He's partially a wizard.
He's a
Does
wizard.
top lane? Yeah, he's a wizard. His
How
name's
can
Harry.
he be a wizard if he's
My
young?
name's Harry.
How old is he?
You can answer that yourself.
15.
Oh, okay. If I'm correct, Marvin, you didn't win
Yeah.
MVP, right?
No, I didn't.
So you're not
It was
supposed to
missing.
be here. I can see what's happening. Akkers is young and fragile, and he's too scared to come here alone. So he asked you to join him.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I'm actually confirmed the youngest lane in the league. Well, you know, Xcan's quite young. He's quite only plat 3, but it feels good, you know, being younger than everyone else and still trashing them in top lane.
Ooh, big words for a small guy.
Marvin, you can go first because you kind of knew them before me.
Well, it started with House Party. We joined the league, played some games, and by some I mean like 3 games. Was a complete disaster. Then from House Party to Vesper. Didn't you play in Vesper too?
I did, but I was like gold.
Yeah,
Not much of a difference now.
Yeah.
they disbanded somehow. I don't know what shit went on. And yeah, then we found Complete League. I was in a different team back then. Yeah, that team disbanded. Now I'm back to easy.
Okay, so when you guys practice, how do you prefer to practice? Do you solo queue? Do you play as a 5 in flex, or do you guys scrim by any chance?
Well, we do a couple of scrims, against some lower teams. They're the only ones who want to play us. But we
How
also
did
play.
those scrims against lower teams go?
Well, we win every one pretty much. I don't remember losing. Well, I know we also play flex, but Marvin's too high ranking flex queue for all of us, so he has to go on his Smurf all the time, and he gets really mad.
Yeah, I have like 480 carries on that Smurf.
Okay, I don't like flex. Okay, it's so boring to flex, and I just kind of got left behind when everyone's in diamond and plat.
That's the same thing with me.
Well, we lost to Freezer Gaming. I don't know if they're new. I guess.
I believe so.
Yeah, we kind of threw that game hard. I guess they're still good for like, pulling it back though. Like show good mentality. IKEA are pretty scary, even though they forfeited last week. Because and Storm Riders 4-0.
How do you guys think you'll do this year then? Do you think you'll ever be able to beat the famed CMB, the Mummy Boys?
Obviously. Why?
As you have in scrims?
Yeah. Well, we want to get playoffs. That's the goal. And then we'll probably just lose the first game again, but we've still got playoffs. We're training whenever we can. We should have to kind of patch everything together to get some times.
Isn't it hard for you guys to find like appropriate times to scrim, seeing as you're 15 years old and you have to go to bed at 9?
Yeah, in that case, I'm going to bed in 8 minutes, yeah. From the old 4, or just everyone?
Or just everyone in general?
Oh god. Well, Heku was amazing last when he was playing, but he's gone. I'm just going to have to say the next best jungler, Shay132. Yeah.
Can I just interject? I don't think he's even the best jungler in our team, let alone the league. What about you, Marvin? Who's your favorite player in the league?
To be honest, like, who else could it be than Xcon? He's the meme himself. Like, please.
I met from Compete League. I was just searching for a team, and I happened to have Bobby on my friends list from like 2 years ago. I don't know how, but
Maybe
he
it
just
was
added
fate.
me.
And everyone else met in a house party, right?
Yep.
No,
Nope.
Do you aspire to?
no.
Are you scared of anyone? Is that?
No, I'm not scared of anything. Yeah.
I thought I just heard a little bit of fear.
Well,
Yeah.
just imagine 4 guys around Akkers.
It looked a bit strange, wouldn't it?
Just that one small kid, and then, yeah. Nah. No, thank you.
No.
Well, anyway, that concludes it for our interview today with Akkers and Marvin. Well, thank you guys for coming up here and having the interview with us. It was a pleasure having you both.
No problem.
Same.
I hope that we get to face you in Compete League soon and maybe give you a little bit of our scrim performance.
Well, I would be picking Mordekaiser in that one.
Cool. Those are some excellent interviews this week, Hossein. Thank you so much for our interviewees, Fauceon and Akkers and FSKS100. You guys were excellent this week.
Once again, apologies for the delay in producing this. Akkers has been very demanding of us releasing this interview, so this one's for you, buddy.
Tune in next week for more Compete League action.
From the very best from Compete League.
That's very good.
Okay, 7.